Hey guys, so we made it to Friday, and so we have Turkish Get-Ups again. So hopefully you guys are having fun with this. It's kind of a staple in the kettlebell community, and then a lot of cool things from like the kneeling windmill to like the overhead press to the step back lunges to like all this good stuff is really, really good for what we do in CrossFit. There's kind of a nice variance to kind of get us twisting and turning because there's very little things we actually do in our training that allows us to twist and turn, all right? And so typically in this Turkish Get-Up, we want to go all 6 one round or all 6 one side and then all 6 the other side. And we got a 3-minute window and we want to go for like 12 minutes or so. So we've got 4 rounds. Now, I do understand that 6 on one side is a tall, tough ask, but you know, we've been doing this for the past couple of weeks, so I feel like we should be better at it, okay? What happens here, guys, just to kind of go over the basics, is how whatever hand the bell's in, that same side knee is facing the ceiling or the same side foot is facing the ground, all right? And so we always want to start that way. Our non-working hand to be out at a 45-degree angle, and I'll get this box out of my way along with the barbell. So once we first order of business, we want to reach up and across and get all the weight into our forearm. Once that happens, we want to leave the hand right there and get here. Get our hips nice and tall, swing through to this lunge. Now from here, guys, just simply stand up. That's half of the rep. To complete the rep, we want to reverse. So then I'll step back, I'll find my lunge, and then I'll swing this front foot through all the way down. So that'll be 6, right? And I don't want to do that 6 times on one side and then 6 times on the other side. And then I'll rest the remainder of the time. Move in such a way where you have about a little over a minute to rest. And then that'll be kind of cool. We don't want this to be like a 12-minute AMRAP. I do want you guys to rest, but I do understand that 6 is a tough ask. However, we've been doing it for the past 2 weeks, so you know what you can do. So hopefully you choose something that you can execute this plan with, have fun, move in all the twists and turns, and stay safe doing it, guys. Love you, enjoy. Hey guys, so we made it to this Friday component of the workout. Again, something that is relatively just meant to like get you guys moving, to kind of elevate the heart rate, introduce you guys to some different, maybe things, some challenging variations, and then just kind of keep it, the intensity low, but the skill level and just everything we're asking about you high, all right? So what happens here is we got a 16-minute EMOM. So each minute you will do a designed set of tasks, and then you will rest the remainder of that minute. So if right now our first minute we have 2 rope climbs, hopefully that takes somewhere between 25 and 40 seconds. So then you'll have somewhere close to a half a minute to rest, right? Our next minute we'll kind of do some plank drive-throughs. We got 16 of those. We got 8 of them per side. Our third minute we'll do, we'll go 12 calories on the bike for our male athletes, 10 calories for our female athletes. And then our fourth and final minute, we'll just go into a hollow hold, right? If you guys want to rock in this hollow, that's completely fine, but I'll go over certain ways that I kind of want this movement to be, all right? And so with our rope climb, guys, a lot of people waste a lot of energy at the very, very beginning of the rope, and it's not that deep, all right? So some people just kind of come here and they just kind of like leap up as high as you can. And then that's a strategy. And for like our people who are natural jumpers, you guys might want to like elicit that strategy, which is completely fine. But typically all we need to do is just get our hands nice and high on the rope. And then I want to move my legs in such a way where I get a nice bite pretty much close to my hands. Because then that's gonna like take my 6'1", 6'2" frame, and it's gonna like essentially just like double that. Against a 15-foot rope, I can get to the top, ideally if I'm efficient, without jumping and within 2 pulls, because the math just makes sense. So as we go hands here, we always wanna think rope inside the leg, outside the foot. We wanna kinda get set up like that, and then this foot kinda comes up and around. So if these are my feet, I wanna come here, my foot, the rope outside of my foot, take my non-working foot, swing it, and stop, right? And then when I stop, I want my bottom foot to flex and my top foot to kind of go down. So we kind of create this camp to kind of make sure the rope doesn't move in between our feet. all right? And so let's see how successful I am doing that. So we're here, right? So I'm here. So one more, I'll probably be at the top. And there was no jumping involved, all right? All I did was lean back. I got my feet as high as I can, outside of the foot, non-working foot, swings around, clamps the rope. From here, this is kind of how all of it works, right? The clamp is the biggest part of this movement because it takes the movements out of your arms and puts it into your legs. So now we're standing on the rope versus just pulling on the rope. Also, as we're talking about this, one thing to kind of think about is what you do with your feet after the clamp. A lot of times people will come, they'll get a great clamp, then they'll stay here, and then they'll use their arms to kind of come into the rope. So if you use your arms to come into the rope, there's just like a lot of use of your arms. So ideally, you gotta be really strong to do that. But, I shouldn't say but, because that strategy works just as well for people that it works well for. However, if we kind of adopt this strategy where we bring our feet into our butt, so once we're here, we get our bite, bring our feet in. Now, I'm close to the rope and I can stand and my arms will be used a lot less. So just a little more efficiency there, all right? Once you guys get done with that, we got these plank drag-throughs. So typically how this starts, the kettlebell should be on the outside of your body, right? So this is not the outside of my body, that's the middle of it. So the kettlebell should start on the outside of your body, so pick a side. Reach with the opposite arm, drag it through. Reach with the opposite arm, drag it through. You guys got 6 of those. Maintain proper plank, right? Maintain proper plank. Make sure your hips don't shift as you drag it. That's just a very, very ineffective cheating way to execute the movement. So hold yourself to a good standard and then go through that. Calories on the bike. You guys know that, I don't need to show you. And then our hollow hold. So a couple things when we do this hollow hold, you can just simply, 30 to 45 seconds is a lot, right? So especially over 4 or 5 rounds. So you can just start in this tuck and from here, shoulders off the ground, reach for the heels. So that'll be great, right? That'll be fantastic. So if you do this for 30, 45 seconds, especially if you're still relatively new, that's super great, all right? Ideally, the arms go back, the feet go out, right? And so the shoulders are still off the ground, the toes are pointing away, and we got this nice rocking here. So 45 seconds that way. What this movement is not, it's not this, right? Feet down, don't need to be that high up, shoulders off the ground, and then it's this, right? And if you guys wanna rock to increase the difficulty, go ahead and rock. For the people that do this correctly, this is all you will need. And for the people that do this ineffectively, you might be looking for more, all right? So work really hard to make sure your feet is somewhat low to the ground, your shoulders are off to the ground. There should be this constant contraction of your core muscles, and yeah, that'll be it. Guys, again, this is simple. 23.3 is tomorrow at our gym, Venice, so make sure you guys come, hang out with us, and do some cool things. All right, have fun. Happy Friday.